in the next 30 seconds, I will come out with 10 such like quick nuggets of gold, which are my experience, collective experience, wisdom from the world over, and just give you it in 10 because again, you are young, you cannot take so much out of the 10, even if you pick half of one. Yes, you heard me right. Half of 1 point, you are good to go. Rest, life will teach you, work life will teach you, personal life will teach you, and no other teacher than that. So I will just keep it at that. So one of the things is focus on your ability and not traits. Ability is more reliable, it's more long term. We are either able to or we are not able to. So ability comes from that word. Trait is something that you pick up. Most likely trait is genetically. It says, science says that trait is more genetic, but ability can be honed. All of you were not born with the sixth sense of computing skills, etc. But you picked it up. That was your ability. So focus on ability and don't depend too much on your trait, because trait can give up sometimes. I may have had the trait of from my genetics on something, but it's not helping me today. It's my ability, something that I work hard that helps me. So because that's more reliable. So try and work on that. And the next one that I just would like to, these are in no order, but like I said, whichever one goes with you, if you have anything to write, sketch, pen, just pen it down and saying, let me do half of this here. I mean, this whole statement sounded very esoteric, but let me just pick half of it. You are a young group with me. I give you the full liberty that pick it half. You don't even need to pick up the full point. Forget about 10, 9, 8, 6, anything. First is right attitude. I cannot stop saying how attitude shapes what we are. Attitude is shaped by our thoughts, our actions, and our behavior. So if either of them go out of sync, we say the attitude is either incorrect, or if all three walk in tandem, then we say that's the right attitude. The biggest tester of attitude is interview. If somebody asks you on the table, let's say you have a semester skip in your engineering college degree, there is a semester skip, and somebody asks you a question saying, hey Gautami, what is it that I see? Okay, so any reason? Think about a very natural, what you went through experience. Very few will say, oh my God, I just didn't feel like it, I went. If that's the thought, please share that. If you got bored in the way, some serious psychological stress got over you and you actually took a break because of that, do not cut the story anywhere else except that, and say, yes, interviewer sir, I must be candid and tell you, I was losing my mojo. Somehow I felt this course was not for me. Somehow I felt I made a wrong decision in life. Somehow I felt I was forced into it by my parents. And I'm sure all of you have gone through this, saying, engineering, who, me? No, never. Friends, father, uncle, grandfather. But you are facing it. So attitude, and there are plenty ways an interviewer will catch you right up front there on attitude and saying, on the feedback of the interview, it will be written mixed, attitude mixed. And then we get back to the interview and say, what did you mean by this? He or she says, well, I can't gauge it. You know, this guy is, at places he's peaked up in his attitude, but at some places he's extremely negative. I don't think in our kind of roles he will fit. So please play the hat to the truest form. So attitude, yes, developing the right attitude. There is no wrong attitude. There is a right attitude for that situation, which is why I said, if you dropped out or you skipped because of a reason that only you know, your family knows, your friends know, please be candid enough. Absolutely, in that moment of truth, you would have got a +10 on your CV form written there saying, go ahead with this guy, he is brutally honest. At the same time, on simple things, if we start cooking up stories, interviewer is smarter than you. Always go by that postulate, that interviewer is smarter than you. So if he or she catches an incorrect body language, a slight fluttering, a lot of hemming and hawing, he or she will catch you again in on the third question and saying, so hey Gautami, coming back, so why did you leave that course? And then again in the third or fourth saying, so I still didn't get that right. There's a gap year. No, what is a gap year for? So like it or not, but the game will go on till the time you don't give up. My second one is absolutely for all of you, limit your expectations. As a generation, this was the fastest moving generation. It's just that we got a lamppost right now which said stop now, but this has been the fastest moving generation. limit your expectations. You will be at peace. Your family will be at peace. Your expectations will meet what you can do. If you go over the limit and keep comparing and saying, his shirt is whiter than mine, you keep doing that, you will see all shades of it then. So hold on that. Have very realistic expectations. I will give again my example here, and not sounding presumption or absolutely not being a bummer here, but I will say way back there, expectation was that in a IT kind of an industry and a computer-led industry, we all had our own desktops. Only at the very top, at the creamiest top, they used to get laptops. And that became, as a young girl, that became my benchmark of life, that I will wait for the day when I will get a laptop in my hand. And then when I changed to jobs and roles, I realized, oh, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, laptop was like for everyone. But it was such a simple need of mine, and that got met, and that's what it is. So don't make it downright cheap. Don't make it absolutely plebeian and saying, yeah, it's okay, I don't need, for me, bed, chadar, roti is just, no, I'm not saying that, but have realistic expectations. Make a good first impression. I will call out Vidya Basavraj Angadi. Is she there on the call? Who is she? Vidya, are you there on the call? Okay, she's there. Okay, so thank you. So she was the first one on the call apart from the organizers. I love it. This is a first impression. For a person like me who says, is time important? Are these youngsters? Are they excited about it? Of course, many of you joined later, but that one name just stood out, and I said, that is a call out. I love people and youngsters who show respect for time. There are a couple more of people on this call whom I work very closely with, have worked and do work, and I salute them. One mail to one of the person on the call, and within minutes, I can close my eyes and saying, it will be done now. So just create your impressions. Don't make it very lofty. Simple things. Your seniors are expecting very simple things from you, just to sort of test you. So that's one. Make a good first impression. Don't make it false. We are saying first. I am a very strong believer and a practicer as well of building cordial relationships. You don't have to be on a first come, first name, bum chum, coffee, all that, but you have to have cordial. Cordial is where you can look into the eye and saying, hey, Umang, how are you? How are the children? How are the girls doing? You must have that straight in the eye conversation rather than saying, oh my God, I hope she doesn't come on the call here. I know that fight. No, no, no. Again, I will repeat, it's a very small world. You will get back all these people that you so loathed and you said, oh my God, project lead, have to work with them. Leave that. So please be cordial. I'm not saying go overboard, but these are just some tenets to show that are you emotionally intelligent or not. The next is get some good followers in your life. Get some good followers. Keeping parents at the topmost of that league. You can have anyone else, your college professor, your first manager, anybody in the role, anybody in your organization, but follow them. Follow either from the digital world, what you understand, or from the physical world that you understand. Follow them for their right moves, follow them for their right practices, follow them for what they are, how they reach, all that and much more. Followership helps, and it will help you. When you join an organization, don't jump in with a folded hand sleeves and saying, badal dalunga, I will change everything. I will change the software architecture. I will change the documentation. I will change the database. I will change everything. I have come from college. Don't. First, get to know the culture. Do they believe in that? Do they believe on building on each other, or they believe on taking it off and starting from scratch? So don't try to do things that is not aligned with the organization culture. Just as you spend hours preparing that interview, spend a little more time to understand the culture of the organization. Culture is a fabric. You can actually feel it. You can touch it and say, yeah, I think this fabric is good. It will be good for me. Or you look at a fabric and saying, no, I don't like this. This is very thin. It will tear just now. That is culture for you. So test the fabric before you wear it. NIT became my first fabric of corporate culture. Till date, when somebody asks me, which has been your organization that has role modeled who you are today, I have my full credit to NIIT. It shaped me it shaped me to the person that I am today. Because that was my impressionable age. I could have gone this way or that way. I did not. I followed some right people. I did some right things. I learned through hundreds of mistakes, but that became the fabric. So absolutely please build cordial relations. I'm a ardent believer of cordial relationships, like it or not, but I have youngsters on the call here whom I get along like fire. And I'm like 3 decades apart easily. But that doesn't come in my way. Neither do they let that come in their way, nor does it come in my way. It doesn't occur to me. I work with somebody who's absolutely 3 decades younger to me. Doesn't come in my way because I respect her for what she's bringing on the table and she respects me for what I bring on the table. It's not a fight of us versus them. Explore the culture. Please be work savvy. Find out tools. Find out ways. Find out all your technical prowess and saying, you know what? I found this feature in a calendar that I can see others' calendar, and instead of getting not working for me, slot doesn't work, rebook, I have found a way that I can see their calendar and I can slot accordingly. I mean, technically, I'm not even going close to any one of you. You will give me a beating right from the screens and saying, stop it. But all that I'm saying is be work savvy. Develop your distinct work style that says, hey, I like working with that person. He or she has a style. Once again, I vouch for people on the call here that there are a couple of people on this call who had a style of working. That style was theirs. Nobody could come close to it and say, well, that's her style. She reaches out, she talks to them, she does this, and then she'll finally fix the interview or whatever. So that was the style. So develop your own style. Be very close to business. If you are not helping the business, you are not good for the going. You are helping the business, therefore you are good in the going. So do not have a chip on your shoulder, and pardon me for using this statement, but don't have that chip on your shoulder saying, tech hai na, kya kare, tech hai, product hu, designer hu, UX karta hu, sab karte hain, but iske piche ek organization hai. If that organization is not getting benefited, then do all that at your home. So please be in the pecking order, always put organization at the top, team at the second, or your manager, and yourself at the last. That is the only way you will be able to survive and have a happy future, because you don't say, what happened to me? What did I learn? What did the organization learn? Why did they pick up this technology? How did my manager help me? Oh, I worked like this and that I worked. If you answer it upside down, you will stop at I and that's it. So once again, I would say, young as you are, limit your expectations, you will be at peace. Please exhibit professionalism. I don't know how many of you are out from campuses, but the culture of a campus or the shift, it's a paradigm shift. Paradigm, the word itself means it's a tectonic shift. Ask all of these youngsters who joined straight after college to the workplace. They used to get these, pangs and saying, college hi acha tha yaar, wo canteen hi acha tha yaar, wo coffee acha tha, sab acha tha, but now is not the time. You have to take a jump, and a big one at that, saying, forget about it. I can't call names. I can't have my clothing the way I want. I can't call out and say, hey, come, let's, all that. You have to immediately wear a very, very professional hat without upsetting the whole culture. So professionalism is a part of it. It goes from the top to bottom. Don't be that stereotypical images that you see of, computer geeks, sandal and chashma and all. If you are that, please be professional in that as well. Please be organizational savvy. Please have a very good work culture context. Dressing doesn't come into the picture then at all. But if you are not anything and then you are trying to be what you're not, maybe that doesn't come. And my last, before I end these 10, is manage your stress. At a stage that I say, I would absolutely compliment each one of you. This came at a most uncertain time. This came at a most unpredictable time. This came for the longest duration ever, but hats off. I am seeing my younger teammates, and I think I have learned so much from them. Never have I heard any one of them complaining or grumbling. Rather, on the contrary, they have picked up like it's a sack race going on, and they're picking up their sack and running, and then again picking up their sack and again running, because nobody wants to stumble. This generation that is there on the call has shown an astute level of maturity keep that up, and the way you manage stress is your biggest indicator of how emotionally intelligent you are. So these were my top tenets. I hope you made a point of any one of them and observe any half of them.